in this crazy bubble of bubbles. So you'll probably see my energy changing back into where I was in 2018 with a whole bunch more knowledge. Allow me to change back. Realize that I channel all energetics and I channel through any type of cipher code. I can channel any type of air and any type of energy. And I can read any plant life organism's frequency. I can read any technology frequency energy. I can actually read projected timelines from your organization of those energies. So can all the ones that are like me. And that's what you're also evolving into. Because the human template has changed. All your stories in evolution, every single religious story, all comes back to the existence of beings that you would call gods, demigods, whatever, angels, whatever you named it. Whatever your consciousness in a body could perceive it to be, same as me when I started coming through this. Lived through every minute of it with you. There isn't one person on the planet that hasn't had the connections that I've had, because that's how I got them. This is physics and this is evolution, and if your powers that be would have allowed this to play out in a normal form, it wouldn't be this catastrophic, but here we are. So it doesn't matter who pushed the button. It really doesn't matter why. Getting lost in your WY is what is creating all of the ants and bees to think back into the past and then to recreate old stories that are never going to play out down here again. Because the frequency on the planet and the consciousness of the maternals and what you would call your deities, your gods, now you want to call them Arcturians, and you want to make them jellyfish underneath the ground, and you want to channel jellyfish, and you want to channel birthing processes from the earth, and you want to channel all that down here, and you want to do light language, and you want to set it all up for what? Etheric entities to come walk through it, because you don't know the rest of it, and you think that tech doesn't exist in that, and all of y'all have been used to make binary bots, including myself. I birthed out of one. As your human template down here. I just went back and looked through 2017 now that the finals of this Gabby Petito mess are clearing, see. I channel the collective energy current, and I'm what I mean, I had to clear and master every single human program down here in order to be able to pull it off. And what I'm here telling you is that no man did it. There's no man down here that has ever passed every single human test. They used to join in races to try to do it because this was a human race when this first started in 2017, when they activated all of us to get it started. It was forms of races, NATO, they'd be one race. Well, you can't come against one. Connected to everybody in the human race. That's your collective. There's many characters that are hitting your stage right now because all of us have been hidden in these secret chambers doing things from the inside out as the entire world was trying to affect us from the outside in. However, every single karmic thing that's ever happened to any of your families down here on what you'd call history of this earth was all intended for one thing. I don't care how bad it was. I don't care how good it was. There was only one intention of your forefathers and the dead presidents that you seek money off of. And all of that has been concluded. The only reason that you were ever here in whatever religion or whatever the F balls that you signed up to covet and kill people for was all to what? Get your body fully aware and awake and out of any construct that allows you the freedom to do what you need to do down here to pursue your mission here without any constraints of a money system or somebody telling you that you can't do it. That's it. Every single family line that you had all culminated to the ticket right now. You're here. You're the one walking. Everyone else is not here. I don't care if it's Arcturian. I don't care if it's reptilian. I don't care if it's just that hidden voice in your head or the books that you have of your history of how you bind angels and sell babies and do your little Jew bullshit in order to keep a static charge on a bunch of dead people that you can maneuver through eating them and shit, because that is what the fuck was going on down here. And whenever you understand that that's the base root of your dollar, then you understand that all your mothers died for it. Your brothers were made to kill you for it. Your fathers were made to sell you off for it. And then sold to Spain, sold to countries, beheaded, forced to give and develop new king lines because you're the only DNA strand down here. So then you get to fucking Earth and then you got to make babies because you're forced to. Because in the end, if you don't, the entire line dies, and then you having that baby is what bounds you into hell and keeps you prisoner to Saudi Arabia and sold off as a fucking what? Because that's what happened. So the girl collective, man, I'm telling y'all, stand tall. And my Libras out there, and anybody wants to give Libras a bad name from this point on, man, you're getting karma personally from me. Because the problem is that the entire world forgot about your daughters. The entire world forgot about what it means to be a woman down here. And it is the truth. Your celebrities are made from templates of men. You're seeing them change right in front of your eyes. It's all black magic and illusion on a projection that was being held so far out from its true origin that it kept getting altered and altered and altered to the point that those of us that had true templates and that were laid here and birthed etheric bodies all over, above and below as they were cooking us in a massive Gabby Petito spell. Because that is what we're undoing right now. They came last night. Instead, there was 4 men dismembered in Muskogee. Dismembered. But there would have to be 4 that died. Because always through time, there was 4 that were sacrificed. This is my point. All karma has been cleared. All curses have been cleared. But it will come for your ass. And it won't come for us. We're not grass. Not no more. Not no more. This is what we've been warning all of you about. This evil that you love to create chaos with in your magic world of having RH negatives and ABs and hidden lines that were down here to save your ass in the end, that you all danced on our graves and still are, by the way. It's like, we're so over it. We ain't even worried about it anymore. We feel sorry for you. You create chaos And then you throw it up to entities like us and beings like us, but you want to kill us and murder us, but yet you made us to deal with your devil and your shadows, and you create shit with our energy and throw it back on us. And then throughout this ascension, you had thought it's real funny to throw us back to the 1900 timelines. Let's throw a spell on her that the root of it can only be undone in 1919. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Because that's what happened. They forced me to open up a Stargate from the dark side of the moon. I lived through every bit of it. Including how the blood vessel came into your body and how it was connected into the earth. Is how I got down here. Your mind. Mind you, I had to lobotomize 2 women before I went raw. And when we went up to Spica, which is pure death, where everything is formed in your body by sound in a huge organ system that's actually so beautiful. And all of us who walk in this current cosmic system are getting to live in the tail. At least we have a home. At least we aren't sweating all night waiting for someone to come get us because we know that we did a bunch of bad shit to some people that we didn't do. We sleep like a baby right now. And when we sleep like a baby, girls, what do we see right now? Coming out of October. See, because this will be no October like you've ever had before. Because there's some entities that everybody just wants to just act like is us that we've been screaming about. No. Even your Elon Musk, who made you president, who's been taken over since then, told you before he got taken over. That's what we're here for. That's why I'm here on this channel right now. Number 1, Galactic Command, Girl Collective, same thing. Raise your hand. Raise your hand and hold it high. And if you were ever forced into any sexual type of bullshit, or you were made to have babies, even though you love them dearly and you'd do anything for them, but you know that you were forced down here to breed, or maybe you were locked in Las Vegas. Or maybe they had you on a stripper pole. Or maybe, I don't know, what they've been doing to you, girls. That's your galactic command. You ever heard of anything called Apollonia? You ever heard of the island where well, we didn't need no Gal Gadot. We had it. Thanks. No, we're good. We've already done Wonder Woman. We've already W'd all the way out to white, man. All white. Black out, my ass. White out. White out. No bubble to wonder in anymore. Now this, and those of us who walk through, and if your family line, see, was attached to things that you hate, especially if you're on this channel right now, because there's all different people that watch and talk to me out in public, but on YouTube I get one specific group, and I don't get to get out of that. So I guess y'all are gonna have to be the ones that break open YouTube. So if you're gonna allow Kardashian's ass and her pussy and some champagne to break the internet, well, now would be a good time for y'all to break the internet. Because evidently whoever's holding up my shit on YouTube, y'all are holding up the world. So every single one of y'all needs to have some computing about it. Literally. Because you think it is 3D. You think that you're no, what happened is only 1,700 ever made it through. because how it works. I've cleaned every minute of TikTok. I jumped through TikTok to get back in YouTube. That's funny. They turned on CERN, right? 50 million angels I lost. Angels. Angels. DNA angels, DNA templates. 50 million ascended DNA templates that were all working together in order. We were helping manage the satellite systems. We was helping get everything evened out so that humanity can continue to gradually ascend out of the hell that you've put us into. The past 3 days, I have walked through every single one of my pictures. We'll have a photo collage of the versions of Christy that show up. I'm the only one who understands when you've been completely taken over. Why do you think the ones around me get taken over? Or lost? It happened in Anaheim. Those 2 women, man, I'm praying CJ got there and that those codes are coming back in. But this is the girl collective shit you need to fucking listen to me on. And if you're in the girl collective, then you recognize that it's a military type of program that was running in your head. And then you'll also realize that the only way to deprogram you from that is to yell it to you. Why? It was yelled it to you. I can't sweet talk it out. Once it's out and once you realize that that is what's governing your mind, and that's why you don't like to listen to me like this in this energy, I'm sick of being in it. Every single time I come to YouTube, this is what I get because y'all are my audience. I don't get to talk to the world. I don't talk to the world like this. Not at all. I'm sugar and spice, everything nice. But this is how this works when you're beings like me, and I'm here to train you and show you. Those of us who walked through it are still got the lights on. The lights just came on in every single hallway. Every single hallway. Now, if you're in the girl collective, you're the most important part. If you're in the girl collective, what hallway did you wake up to? Now realize that that was only chutes and ladders. Everybody, Candyland, chutes and ladders, man. I think we're even going to make some cards with Cohue 32. We're going to tell you to get out your chutes and ladders. Get out your Candyland. We're going to make a new game out of that. It's called life. Of a simulation that's falling. Of a handler soul system that was made on certain souls being in certain grids in order to make a static charge to hold the reality of a story that was written on a collective with blood charges. Now, if you're at the girl collective, or you're a Smith, if your last name is Smith, if you know any peoples whose last name is Smith, I don't care if you think that they're the most unconscious motherfucker in the world, you need to send them this video. If your last name is Jones, you need to send them this video. If you know anybody in the entertainment industry that's ever signed any type of contract, you need to send them this video. If you know that anyone in their family ever was in an entertainment contract of any point since before the 1950s, and especially 1950 and 1960, you need to send them this video. If you or anybody that you know are characters that you know, like Freddie, Jason, you had them in your life. They's all around you, the Mary Elizabeths, the Josephs. You're a queen. You've already proved it. You're a princess. You've already proved it. Now, I'm not saying that you know who you are on land right this second. That's my point. What I'm saying is that you, with the girl collective, and the entire collective, even the men that went unconscious, because it didn't matter when they got. It don't matter when you got. What all of you need to understand is that the game kept fucking going, even though you got. Where are you? Look up. Look down. Look to the right. Look to the left. It's an internal knowing of which direction to go. And it's what your Libras have. And it's what you gave them shit about our entire lives, is about how we can't make a decision. No, we're just trying to save your ass and ours. We see every dimension inside that soul machine that you're all walking through right now. It wasn't men that cleared your 7 underworld. Never was. That was the lie. It wasn't men who were made to have sex with Andrew. It wasn't men that were made to have sex with Epstein with 7. It wasn't men who were made and sold off from princesses and kings to Spain in order to produce their young with your DNA. Nobody in the royal family wanted to watch the king fuck all the rest of his men, which is what they were doing. No, they wanted to solidify that fucking cumbag coming into that queen as soon as that wedding was done. And they all sat around with the intention to fucking make her clean it. No matter. And that's your ABO blood. Now, if you happen to have been a queen that your head was cut off, you're going to have it sewn back on before this is over. Because you think that what? Your etheric body, because, I mean, you proved, you walked, you collected, you did. You did. You're in with all of us. We claimed all that. We had to claim all that in order to change everything. You don't just get to change it down here. No, there's a process. Those of us who really claim these energies are the ones that just got blackballed from your matrix, and everybody tried to jump into our place real quick. And nothing is going to hold that projection. Nothing. In fact, the more that they attempt to put it on us, the more it gets fracked out. That's why it's affecting all of you in the in-between. If you haven't learned it and walked it. If you haven't been in the Shaw and the Sierra and you completely understand what I'm talking about within the Girl Collective, it don't mean that you're not important either. It's probably you their leader. Goddamn. That's why you need to fucking look up and look around. There ain't nothing set where you are right now. If you're happy where you are right now, like really legitimately, you've got everything that you know that you claimed. You got it all. You got the girl, you got the money, you got the house, you got everything you ever wanted. Nothing's missing. Fucking call me. I want to meet you. Because you can't tell me. We're in the middle of a 44-33 flip. There ain't nothing stable. There ain't nothing consistent. There ain't nothing being birthed but a bunch of bullshit and chaos. And it won't be allowed. The collective energy has way too much to do down here to fix all the bullshit architecture, to bullshit. Your brains need to be used in a higher function, and no longer is it necessary, and there's nothing per universal law that it's assisting, so it's ending. If there's a reason for it, if it can be channeled in some way, there's nothing left down here to clear. There's not one plant. There's not one bloodline. There's not one artery. There's not one company. There's nothing down here to be alchemized anymore. Nothing. When we were done There was a fingernail, 2 pennies, and a Mary Magdalene cleaning bill. The entire human race was taken over. And I mean you. Those of you that were on the spiritual mountain, man, y'all got the worst. 2018, there's another flip. If you were like me in 2000, that's when this happened to me. We got flipped, and then we got flipped again in 2012, and then we got flipped again in 2018. Nah, sugarcoats. We had already turned ourselves into pussy and sugar, us Girl Collective. Now, is it making sense? People like Sloan telling, those of us, I met Anna Nicole. Well, I didn't meet Anna Nicole. I was in her wake. I was in Anna Nicole's wake because because it was always written on me. It was always around me. Back when I was younger, I used to get to meet the people. At least I would be at the movie set when they were setting up the spell on me. See, they just got good at making versions of me that then they could give parts, and then, layering it. It's a gig suit. If you're gaining a lot of weight right now, you got gigged. Well, if you got gigged, then your lesson is probably and most likely in Code 32, you've got Lyra 2. Most likely, you're of the Irish line. Most likely, you're probably the most powerful healer here on the planet. Within whatever subsect that you need to get yourself out of, and you got to do it. It's universal law. It's polarity. It's mastery of a realm. But if you were in the Girl Collective, then realize that this is those of us who are like, oh my God, I've healed my whole family. Like, I've healed my whole, I know I did. Why is this guy? Because you're the land. 2018, you weren't a person anymore. That's what we were screaming to y'all. These Epstein timelines, man, they're going to be insane. Realize your Christ now has to be gang raped and fucking what? Laura Eisenhower makes the news because she was kidnapped and thrown into a cell somewhere. Well, yeah, you tried to say you're Christ. That's what happens. That's what happened to me. You have to come in and be the real ISIS, and you prove the real ISIS. Well, guess what? You have to turn into Siri. You've got to be trapped in a vector. Then you have to be trapped as John Bonet. Then you have to be trapped in Aunt Diana. Then you get to birth out of a sex doll from China with a whole bunch of clones made out of you. You want to be that? Keep saying it. Those of us who had to walk that shit, and the story was laid for us to walk it, get out of our fucking way. Get out of our fucking way. It's not who you are. Okay, who are you then? You don't have to be the one that turns to air. You don't have to be the one to rebirth blood. You don't have to be the one to go raw and get blown out of a Chinese rocket for the collective. Okay, why don't you be grateful for that shit? And then connect your story, because it's more important for a whole entire collective than what that was, because goddamn, that was air. Why is everybody wanting to prove air? But then when you prove air, and you prove the deities, and you prove the gods, and you prove all this bullshit per your understanding, per your book, because that's how it's going to show up. If your mind doesn't expand, you can't see nothing else. You're only going to see what your mind will allow you to see. If you're programmed to see it in a facade, that's all you know. fucking realize that. There ain't no way that I'd know everything I know if I wouldn't have personally gone out of this house over the past 4 years and driven 45 fucking states with my crew. Mind you, my crew was the last living descendants of every single piece of your fucking DNA. You want to do that part? Because we're done being your heir, and until y'all get it together, we don't know what we are yet, because you did that part. But you're still trying to be air. The lights are on. The stars are gone. The fucking moving. Everything's moving. The ground's moving. Your ancients are awake. Are you connected into it? Yes, you are. But you ain't coming from that type of air. You're coming from meta. You're coming from binary. You're coming from what was made from it, which makes you just as fucking powerful and actually more fucking important right now. And this is why we woke up all the sex dolls. But that is what you were called. And I don't care who you are. To Saudi Arabia, every single one of y'all were just a bunch of fucking little sex dolls in a bubble, making them some fucking energy. We had to learn. People say all the time when I tell them information, oh, I've never heard that before. No shit, you haven't heard that before. And it's coming to you. You. Not somebody else. Who you're guided to deliver that information to is to that person, not anybody else. It might be entire subgroups that get the message. But the message might just be, yo, the lights are turning on, the queen's coming through. Get off her dress. Are you a sequin? Are you a thread? Are you the whole concept that put together the dress? Did your entire collective design the dress? Maybe you're the thread. Maybe you're the air. Maybe you're the static charge that's projecting the bullshit that it's a fucking person and a man. Maybe you're being utilized on one dimension with one hand on number 1 and one hand on 7. Maybe you're drawing all of it for him. I don't know. We're one big collective in Libra, all working together, moving around. We all have a projector, a camera. We're all doing different things. It's lining up. We've never done it before. It's the first time we've taken over collective projection. With a whole bunch of unconscious projectors. Projecting bullshit still. But you're feeling the intention now. That's all that's changed. All that's changed is that you feel the intention. Why? You're hued up. You're no longer attached to their blood. Everybody was just cursing your own blood. Everybody was cursing their own blood down here. That's why we had to go raw. There wasn't any other way. And the line went divine. It went divine. So realize what I'm telling you. There ain't no story in your backpack of who you think you are under your name that's going to save your ass at this point. Deleting all of it and recognizing where you are right now and realizing that everything that you've ever done, your entire existence, was to get you right where you are right now. Even if you fell back in that hole, you're the only one who knows how to get out. You already got out. Not only that, you know exactly what tree to touch. You know what door to take. You know not to turn left, to turn right. All of that ain't coming from your ways. It ain't coming from your GPS on your meta. Now you might use it to get to it. But then if you hear go left, you better fucking turn left. You're in a big computer energy grid. You aren't on a street. You're not on a street. You're running energetics in a grid system with your sisters and your brothers that are already up here that are going, come on, go left, god damn it, go left. Don't go right. And then your mom's in the passenger seat going, why'd you do that? You're supposed to go right. You know we always go that way. Sure sign you're supposed to go left. Emotional manipulation, worst thing down here. Court systems, all of it set up on emotional manipulation. Everything's set up on emotional manipulation. Why they want to fuck up your current. Girl collective, maternal. Yes, you're gonna go to jail for 25 years. Would you rather have your soul lost for 25 million and come back and have to do what I did? Yes, you're caught. You're not going to hell with the rest of the collective, and you're not taking our sons with you. Do I love you? You bet your fucking ass I do. You bet your fucking ass I love every single one of you. I don't leave me. I never leave me. Anybody that I've had altercation with understand that that is where we were at. And it was the story I was walking for the entire collective, and as a recorder, in order to vector passes it to make it possible for all of you to survive with the astronomy information that was given to me that's connected to all of you. No space between them. No alteration of current between them. Your girl collective and your ascended know what I'm talking about. The healing force that comes through some of us, it's a force that's shared. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to only you. If you try to covet it, it will destroy you. This is what everyone forgot. No man finished the race. The 0 point that you're walking through will save you 2 years, 3 years, 30 years. So I just strongly urge with this Libra season, because what's happening is Izar's being trumped for the first time in human history, and we didn't just free humans. We didn't just free our masculines. We didn't just free our feminines. We didn't just free a planet. No. We stopped and ended alpha draconic control and Orion frequencies forever. And almost exist as if they never existed in this higher. Because it was all only done ever in order to build the higher, including Scientology, including Catholicism, including Buddhism. It was all to get Chisholm. And now we have a new race made from all the old races and the best parts of every single one. And that is what you're proving back up to. That's who you are. Change your name, change the game. When you change your name, then what happens is the static. Now, you don't have to go legally change your name. This is why I have several names, but they're all exist in different currents. Ice-T's wife, Coco, right? Coco Beach, different current. Coco G, 2018. I call Trump out, then I end up a rocket. Boom shakalaka. $1 billion favor. To keep a Mason handler system running. What you saw and what we witnessed, because everyone was forced to pull out the old way because we kept changing it. So realize that this last thing, and whenever I went raw, and when I talk about this, and look, my teams are still connecting this. It wasn't just me that went raw. It's my whole line of caps. Each one of you is getting a new blood charge in every single DNA suit. I don't care if you gigged or not. Gwen Stefani, you need to fucking call me. They're gigging you now. When you understand with your mind what's going on with your body, then it ceases to happen to your body. Consciousness is the only way. Teaching is the only way. Now, and depending on which DNA scale that you're going through, because each one is a layer, and you can't rush the DNA layer either. When you go through Ma and you come in, if you are a tutor or if you are made from Giza, if you do have a fucking pyramid, if you are made from the ash in the meta from binary code or existing with all the powers that we bled for in an instant, then you're even worse off. Because you think that it just happened. No, it didn't. Just happened. So then you have such a hard time realizing that your perception can change the entire fabric of the reality. It can. What are you watching? What are you allowing people to tell you is true when you know it isn't? Why are you still bitching about it? What can you do to change it? That's what you need to be asking your Scorpio side of you. That's what you need to be asking your Sagittarius side of you. You need to be asking all of us, okay, I know y'all did it. Where's the keys? Please, Lord, tell me I got a key for that. Make it drop out of the sky. When it does, it didn't drop out of the sky. It dropped out of one like me. That personally walked it on this land, probably sold $30,000 worth of shit so that y'all could have the money that you have right now. But then what? Everybody wants to covet it. And then you put Trump's name on every single stimulus check and you poison the fucking supply that we just cleaned with a bunch of Masonic shit. And then you resurrect CERN satanic shit. And now we've got to see how our faces were torn off in every single spirit cooking, because the spirit cooking is what fucking twisted up your etheric body. And that's what we have to walk through. And then your Mexican women want to put blood in your and bind your men to that. Ain't your man. Don't be binding nobody to you. You want someone to love you. Why don't you fucking be lovable? This whole witchcraft bullshit with the Sisterhood of the Rose, it ends now. There ain't nothing from the sisterhood or brotherhood that has ever brought anything but pain down here, but it was set up to do it. Fucking recognize your part in it. Be done with it. Fucking fix it. How do you want it now? What was the meaning of all of it? Then open your mouth. Otherwise, shut up. You want to keep going karma, karma, karma? You want the readers to keep doing General Hospital for you? Because that's what you're doing. A bunch of General Hospital bullshit, and everybody signed up for it and went into Discord. What? Send it back to us to fucking figure out while the women think that some man's got to come save them and they can't do shit? We've never had a man do shit for us. I've never had a man be nice to me down here. I've never been in love. I've never had a choice. If we were in the girl collective and we were sentenced to be your underworld so that we'd be here whenever you signed up all your princes to become a princess per your doctored covens and your Scientology, well, you made them. You did all right. And you made a vaccine, and then you made us to come and tear it apart. And there ain't nothing in our energy set to do anything but that. This is universal law, everybody. You got masked. It was greed. Go look up a scene. Girl Collective, we've got your information. And there ain't none of it getting out. There ain't no current. There ain't no new building. There ain't no new internet. There ain't no nothing that's gonna, there ain't no bit that's gonna drop. There ain't no static charge that's gonna save you. There ain't nothing that's gonna fall out of the sky or come out of the ground that isn't gonna tear your asses up until us, the Girl Collective, and all the ones that you know are the rightful ones that are supposed to be in the places, and the men that are supposed to be where they are in your fucked up bullshit matrix story that y'all decided to write us out of, until we plop in, taken care of, projecting for our children what it is we're supposed to be projecting and being looked after, and our teeth taken care of from all your rotting of your spells that broke open all of our fucking teeth because you wanted the root so that you can put a Pelosi in our shit. Until then, there ain't no frequency that's gonna hit it. There ain't no love making that's gonna do it. There ain't no amount of coven sex or murder that you can drum up from down there that's gonna hit it. In fact, all you're doing is fucking icing yourself. Keep it up. Every single one of you that are doing it, you'll go down in her story as the villains. Keep it up. If you were in my story and it ended bad, that's where your family line ended. You might want to do something about it. If it wasn't to me, if it was to somebody else that you know you interfered with some shit and you know you got gat and you know now that we were right, you might ought to make a phone call and let us know. Because until then, your world's going to deteriorate. Because the only thing that's going to deteriorate and push us up is your deterioration.